Welcome to Dorset Business Matters, where we sit down with the region's most inspiring entrepreneurs and business leaders to uncover the stories behind their success. Today, we have an incredible guest joining us. She's the founder and managing director of Total Guide 2 Group, a thriving enterprise that's been connecting businesses and communities for over 14 years. She's also the Southwest Business Awards Entrepreneur of the Year for 2025. From building multiple successful businesses to championing the power of relationships in an AI-driven world, her journey is packed with insights you won't want to miss. So let's dive right in and meet the woman behind it all.
Hello, Liz. Great to have you with us for our very first session for Dorset Business Matters.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Great to see you. Can you just introduce yourself? Tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Liz Hutchings, founder and managing director of Total Guide 2 Group, which is now 14 years old.
14?
14 makes me feel old.
Or is only 10 when you started?
Exactly. And we have the Total Guide 2 platforms which help connect businesses to other businesses and consumers.
Brilliant.
So whether you're business, student, tourist, resident, our platforms help you make the most of what's going on locally. So we started in Wiltshire, then we launched Total Guide to Bath, now we have Bristol, Cardiff, Reading, Dorset, Manchester.
UK domination.
Okay, that's the goal. And Total Marketing Agency, or a full service marketing agency, and we acquired Total Business Network. It was the Boardroom Network. We acquired that 2 years ago, just to really fully offer businesses support, really, so we can help them digitally and from a PR piece, but also help them connect with other businesses in person.
Love that. Love that. So you're at a networking session. How do you introduce yourself? What are the words that you use to describe yourself? You've never been before. Nobody knows you. What do you say?
I say we help champion people and businesses and tell their stories. And we try and connect them with local communities via our platform.
Yeah.
By the marketing agency, we help get them seen and heard to the right audiences and help them connect physically with other businesses.
So I understand you're Entrepreneur of the Year 2025.
2025, yes, I am.
Here we are, 2 games of the way through December.
Not yet. I need to hold on to that.
So tell me a little bit about that. How did you manage to win Entrepreneur of the Year?
So the team, so it was the Southwest Business Awards, and the team nominated us. So I think it was just a written document, and then we were shortlisted and made it through to the finals, and I won, which was really nice. All the team were there as well, and we're a female team.
Okay, all female. Wow.
All female team, and we've got a few mums. I'm a mum, and it's really nice for the team to see that you can juggle things. They were really brilliant.
Super. So 3 businesses.
3 businesses under the Total Guide 2 Limited umbrella.
Great. So tell me a little bit more about the networking, because one of the challenges in the UK right now, as in most countries, of course, is SME growth, stability. Certainly in the UK. Taxation, NI, minimum wage, all those things are challenging for businesses.
Totally.
So tell me a bit about the networking and how that helps to support small business.
In a number of ways, at our events, people come up to us at the end and just say they feel better for it. So there's the element of actually, because our group is for business leaders, owners and decision makers, there is that camaraderie.
Got it.
So they all come away feeling listened to, like they've shared, in a safe space. So there's that element, but also with AI and automation and everything that's going on in the world politically, it's just relationships. The importance of relationships will never go away, and actually, it's even more important now because people don't really know what to believe because of AI. So it just really helps cement those relationships, and things aren't so transactional. It was wonderful. We had TBN online yesterday, and there were 2 new members did their new member spotlight. They've only been a member a week, and they were talking about people they've already done business with. And it's because of those relationships. It's not the hard sell. It's showing up, not expecting. I mean, they were lucky, really, for it to happen in a week, but it's not expecting things to fall on your lap and forming those relationships. So I think it's a double whammy. It's helping businesses get more business, but it's also helping them deal with what's going on in the business.
Problem shared and all of that is really important, isn't it? And I think that, networking, I guess, it's come a long way, hasn't it, really, in the last 10, 15 years, to the point now where it is much more about relationships and much more about peer-to-peer, helping somebody with a problem that they've got.
Yeah,
Have you?
it really is, and but it has to be meaningful. I love TBN so much. When I attended, I bought just how good it is. But it's the format. We have our unique planned table swaps where there's an ambassador at each table to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk.
Okay.
There's a topic each time. There's nothing worse than turning up to a networking event, even if you're confident. Everyone's in their own corner having a cup of coffee and you've got to interrupt. There's none of that there.
Being isolated.
Yeah, and it's informal, but there's structure to it.
Brilliant.
And it works.
So how far and wide does the networking go?
So we have taken it from being in Dorset to Hampshire, Bath and Wiltshire, which are Total Guide 2 locations.
Excellent.
So we're rolling it out to each of our Total Guide 2 locations.
Got it.
And online. And we get people from all over the country, some even from Europe that join TBN online. So that's really, really nice. And we also do big events each year. We went to Bath Racecourse earlier this year.
Right.
And it's actually really nice to see the members from the different locations meet
all
up.
coming together.
And now in the digital age, it's, we can be doing business with anyone anywhere. If you're not hyper local, actually the online ones work really well.
Great. Love that. So before we talk about the marketing agents, can we just rewind a bit? So I realise you're only 24. We talked about earlier on. So what did you do beforehand? Before TBN, what was your work experience look like?
So always in digital marketing and sales, really sales.
Okay.
That's what I do. From a young age. So I went to college and did A-levels, but I didn't go to uni. I never wanted to go to uni. I guess I was always entrepreneurial. Mum always said, even from a young age, I'd be out washing cars when I didn't need to, like cleaning houses, do whatever to earn my own money and have independence. And I just remember being at college, just being in a hurry to get on the working ladder.
Right.
And then I went to work for a big corporate. And I'm so glad I did that because I hated it.
You learned that lesson early.
I did. I just hated the rules and the red tape and bureaucracy and not being able to get things done and push things forward. It was just ridiculous to me. And I always loved, so my A-levels were media communications and what have you. So then after that, I worked for a small company doing sales, media sales. Loved it, did it really well, and I was made partner. And then I wanted, even then, I thought I got to 26 and my career was stagnating. It wasn't growing. And I thought, actually, I can do more. So I set up on my own. Got up to Total Guide 2 at 26. And that was it.
Wow.
The Total Guide 2 platform. I was living in Bristol at the time. So it was always going to be Southwest, but I just realised that there was no joined up information and there was either business websites or what's on websites. But actually, we run businesses. We want to know the local networking events, but also where to take the kids at the weekend or where to go for Sunday lunch. So we just bought it together in one place, and we were profit making. I think we made 50 grand profit in the first year, and then rolled the other sites out very quickly.
Very nice, very nice. So what were the lessons you learned along the way? So setting up something at 26, quite young, relatively inexperienced, but you have the drive, clearly. So what are the lessons you learned that kind of helped you to get to where you are today?
I would say being brave. I'm still working on that. Although to friends that aren't entrepreneurs, they're like, oh, you're so brave. I think being brave and trusting your guts. Listening to what you want, personally and from a business perspective as well, because I have structured the business in a way I could have my children and so I could have that balance. I know most businesses will say this, but I think it's actually, I think we all have a lot of imposter syndrome and you don't realise your worth. You take on the small clients that suck the life out of you. And I wish, looking back then, we'd realised how good we actually were and didn't need those smaller clients that suck the life out of us. And just getting to know other people, I think relationships are the key to everything really, and having that support network. I think actually since COVID, businesses on the whole have come a long way in terms of collaboration.
Agreed.
And I think that when we started out, it was very much, we're going to stay in our own lane and we're doing our thing and you're going to,
Yeah.
and even marketing agencies are collaborating a lot
That's
more
true.
now. And that wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah, it was all competition.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would,
Co-opetition is something we talk about a lot because
Yeah.
they can be your
Yeah.
competitor, but actually there's always a relationship to build.
totally. Yeah. So
I
I
love
think
that.
I would have been a bit more open-minded, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of things I've learned and would have potentially done
Well,
different.
imposter syndrome is an interesting one. I mean, obviously, as a female founder, I mean, I hear that a lot from female founders. You know, why I'm not worth it. You know, I can't stand up on stage. I can't do this. But how do you help people to build that self-confidence? How did you do that over time, or was that natural for you?
Yeah,
From a sales point of view?
I've always been confident and I've always enjoyed talking to people.
Okay.
But I remember in my first ever sales job, I went to a networking event
Yeah.
with my boss.
Yeah.
And I was probably only 19 at the time, and I wasn't briefed. And I got in this room, and you had to stand up and do your 60-second elevator pitch,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I never wanted to be in that situation ever again. And actually, I think that's made me a more empathetic leader because I don't want to put my team in that position ever again.
Quite right.
But I just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And although things, were a bit nervy at times, I love how far I've cut. I actually really enjoy standing up in front of
Yeah.
talking to people now. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of that, actually, because before when I did start doing that, I used to go bright red and you get the fuzz, you can't think straight. And now I do it with complete clarity.
Right.
And I'm really proud of that. But the only way that I've managed is practice.
Yeah. So if you're going to go on stage and do something, do you practice first?
I do. Yeah. It depends what the event is, but, just talking about a picture I did yesterday, I practiced for that.
Yeah.
And I think that shows respect to the people that are either hosting the event, because you don't want to go over time-wise.
Yeah.
So I think have a bit of practice just to make sure you say everything that you want to say in that allotted time.
Absolutely.
Is respectful.
Yeah, agreed. Rather than winging it.
Yeah. Yes.
Which we see a lot.
Winging it. But I do always like to have a little bit of structure. Even when I'm hosting TBN events, I like to make it a bit different each time. So there'll always be a slightly different thread or theme.
Of course. And you could pick something up from local conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. But
We
I
had
will.
Serena Mann at our Grove Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've been to an event with her previously.
Yeah. So she did a big thing on how to pitch yourself at our Grove Club for all the business owners that were there, which was fascinating.
Yeah.
So again, just practice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So quite often I'll actually practice in front of a camera and then watch myself afterwards looking for hand movements and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
That kind of, take you away. My wife always says, if I cut your arms off, you can't speak.
Oh, I know. I'm the same.
Fascinating. So no hankering to go back into corporate then?
God, no.
Red tape, nothing
My
moves very
mum often
fast.
says to me, if things are a bit stressful, just go and get a proper job. No, that's not for me.
Brilliant. So what advice would you give to somebody today who's, let's just go back to 26, they're starting their own business? What would be your words of wisdom that you would pass on, having done all the things you've done?
It is a lot of work. You have to be very, very resilient.
Yeah.
You have to really want it.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest. It is consuming.
Yeah.
So if you don't enjoy whatever it is that you're doing,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
Something you enjoy.
Something you enjoy. You're at work a long time. It is consuming. Going to work for me isn't really going to work. I absolutely love it. I've been doing it 14 years. I'm absolutely not bored of it at all.
Yeah.
So if you are going to do it, don't just do it because, I want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You have to find your thing.
Got to want it.
Yeah.
Got to want it. Okay, that's really interesting, isn't it? And so resilience, I think, is probably the one trait that everybody needs. I mean, pretty much in life, right? Resilience. But as a business owner, you have to be 5 times more resilient than anybody else.
And being glass half full, the team always laugh at me because then
Your glass is overflowing,
I'm
isn't it? Not just half full.
I remember one of our sites went down. I think it was Dorset and Manchester, and it went down, and it was before we'd really fully monetized. No, it got hacked.
Oh no.
And it was actually quite bad. And I called a Teams call with all the team. I said, and they said, and they were all really scared. No, it's okay. It's probably just a sign, because if we don't get this back up and running, we'll turn it into Total Guide to Hampshire. And we're like, how are you? But that was genuinely, that was
Yeah,
my
yeah.
thought process.
Love it.
So I actually perversely, I quite like it when things are a bit testing and like finding a way
So
to.
there's an element sometimes, I mean, a lot of business owners who are entrepreneurial and driven, a little bit like a speedboat. So you're plowing the furrow and behind you there's a wake and everybody else is kind of going,
Sorry, King.
what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you changed your mind about that? Are you doing that tomorrow? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes that can be a little bit terrifying for people.
Yeah.
But that's where leadership comes in, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned leadership a couple of times.
Yeah.
So what does leadership mean to you?
It's very different to managing. And it's, I think, being inspiring to your team and being authentic. What the team like most about me, I read the book Legacy, James Kerr,
Yeah,
and he
great
talks
book.
about sweeping the shed.
Yeah.
And actually we have our stand-up Monday morning meeting, and we go through and talk about any particular member of the team that really needs to a shout out.
Yeah, yeah.
And this probably defined it really. A couple of members of the team this week. So we've been recruiting.
Yeah.
And we've been a couple of members of staff short, and it's our busiest time of year.
Yeah.
And actually, the members of the team, they were saying, I wanted to hear it, but they said, Liz, thank you, because I stuck in and I swept the sheds with the team. I got involved, helped them out.
Yeah.
Leadership for me is never asking a member of the team to do something that you wouldn't be willing to do yourself.
Great question.
And also setting that vision, everything that we do, there is intent to everything we do. And it is, like you say, I am that speedboat.
Yeah.
And it's just making sure that I have that platform to be able to explain to the team why we're doing things, and also letting them know it's absolutely fine to make mistakes. I love mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, you're not moving forward.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Yeah. Really, really interesting. So leadership's tough, isn't it? And you mentioned leadership different to management. So management's are doers, leaders are literally leading, setting the vision and bringing people with them. How do you get people to follow you? Is that just about being inspiring?
I think it goes back to what I just said, doing, helping them. But I think it's giving them clarity, being fair. I think they have to understand what your vision is and why you've got that vision and how we execute, but it's bringing them along with that. So I will, in those quarterly meetings, I'll discuss where we are, where we want to be, but we collaborate. So actually the execution of that strategy is a combined effort. And so we've got the buy-in from every member of the team, and everyone, even the apprentices, everyone realises how important they are to it.
Yeah, love it. So the 3 C's in business, right? If you've got 3 C's, then you're on a winner. Consensus on where we're going and why. That's your vision you mentioned. Clarity over who does what and when. You mentioned that. And then communication, regular meetings, etc. If you've got those 3 things, life is easy. If you've only got 2 out of the 3, life is very choppy. So we always say, and that's in the second chapter of the new book, it talks about the importance of those 3 things in every business. Doesn't matter how big or small you are. If you don't have those 3, you can't move forward.
It's hard, isn't it? Because when it's clear in your head, you do think it's obvious to everyone else, but it's not, is it?
Absolutely, which is the failing in a lot of managers, of course, because they look at the team and expect the team to be able to do what they can do. And of course, that's never the case, is it? So what's next?
What's next? It's really exciting time for us. So the agency side is really, really kicking on. We've made massive investments this year in AI and automation, which has taken the heavy lifting away from the admin. So it means we can do a lot more meaningful stuff for our clients. The team are just fantastic. Everything that we've worked towards over these last 14 years, the domain authority on the sites, our socials, our database are huge in quality, not just quantity. So it's just being able to really utilise that. I'd say our downfall has been really is the Total Guide team platforms have always fed our agency clients.
Okay.
So we just got lucky with those. They saw that we were doing on Total and said, oh, come on, can you do this for us? So actually we didn't have much intent with the agency because Total Guide was feeding it. And actually when we bought TBN, a lot of TBNers said, I had no idea you did all of this.
Wow.
And that gave me clarity. And actually there are more businesses we can help here because there are businesses being ripped off by agency. And we can help more. So next year, our goal is to clearly define the three sides of the business.
Yeah.
And total marketing is something that we are going to go out with absolute intent and drive.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. We meet, like a lot of poor accountants, we meet a lot of poor marketing agencies that overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
Quite typical.
Yeah.
Always been a difficult thing. I mean, marketing's a difficult thing to do generally, but certainly historically, less so these days with AI.
Yeah.
But tell me a bit about how you've managed to get AI to help to run your business, because a lot of SMEs are still terrified of AI. They might play with ChatGPT at a weekend, but they're not using it in a meaningful way.
Yeah. So obviously the team that are using OpenAI, ChatGPT and what have you, we've taken it a lot further. We just realised, so we are AI first. So everything, any repetitive task that we do as a team, we always discuss.
Yeah.
We can probably automate this.
Yeah.
How do we do this?
Yeah.
And with the sites, there's a lot of heavy lifting. The sites are huge. You know, if you think about Dorset alone, we've got a massive events calendar, which is the busiest section of the site.
Right.
The Bitco Clients Pavilion, we're adding all these events. And before there, it was copy and pasting. We're doing that manually. That, you know, all the sites. So I was paying a team of marketeers to be administrators.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that we automated. So we had to, this is how quickly it evolves. There was no one in the UK this time last year when we were looking at doing it could do it.
Okay.
So it's actually a company in LA that's done it for us. I'm sure someone would be able to do it now, but at least we got it done when we needed to get it done. And basically it scrapes the sites, other people's sites. We tell it who our clients are, what content we want to, it scrapes it, but it amends 60% of it. So it's not seen as duplicate content on Google. And it even updates our guide. So at the moment, we've got all the Christmas guides, Total Guide to Christmas in Dorset. We had all the 2024 dates and times on there. We tell it the clients, and it changes all the dates and the times. So now my team can physically go along to these events on the opening night or day and create amazing content that makes noise.
Rather than spending their time just listing the events.
And that has moved the dial.
Wow.
There's events that we've been to. We went across to an event in West Dorset. We were there on the opening day and it had 180,000 views in 24 hours. And you know, real quality stats, saves, engagement. So, I mean, for our clients as well, you know, they're not worried about the fact that we're using AI because we're doing stuff that really works hard for them. So I'm so glad we did it, but it's been painful getting there and lots of testing.
But that's game changing.
Yeah, it really is.
Totally game changing. So for AI, what's next in the business that you could automate that would make a big impact?
Yeah, just finessing those processes. So there are more things that we can automate financially as well. We have a lot of SEO agencies add content to our sites for the backlinks. That's quite clunky at the moment. So even all the invoicing side of things as well, that whole thing can be
fully
automated. And the team, so I guess we're a lot of your customers as well. Everyone's sort of playing with AI, and I am conscious that as a team, we're all using ChatGPT and what have you, but actually we need our team ChatGPT because we're all prompting it with different things.
Of course.
So
you're training the rest of the world.
Exactly. So actually that's the next step for us. We need to stop playing with OpenAI and have it on the team. So we're feeding the same info in.
Brilliant.
But it's exciting.
It is exciting, isn't it? So 3 businesses all doing well. You have a 4th or a 5th or a 6th in mind? You got there? Not yet. You've got time over Christmas to think about what's next.
No, we're gonna focus.
You're done with what you've.
We're gonna focus on aligning those. That's the thing. They're not aligned yet.
Okay.
So we
bring
need
them all
to
together so they're all
work on that. Absolutely, they're all feeding each other, and it's just crystal clear to our audiences, really. So we've got our hands full with that.
Very good. So female founder. Always want to shake a female founder's hand. How did you manage the process of running businesses and having children?
Yeah.
Because that's an enigma. To most men, that's something that absolutely don't understand how that's even possible.
Yeah. And my husband's in the military as well.
Oh, is he?
He's deployed a lot. So I've been pretty much single parents thing. But family to me, the absolute priority. And I just, again, like clarity, I just made sure that I had clarity in my mind that they were the non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And I have, it does sound all great. We've got 3 businesses, et cetera, but I am conscious of the fact that being brutally honest, the business is 14 years old. We could be a lot further on than we are.
Sure.
But that has been done with purpose because I've raised my children, and in my mind, it was always right. As soon as they're both at school, time to put my foot on the gas.
Got it.
And that's what we're doing now. My youngest started school last September, and that's what we've done. But it's just, to any other female founder juggling both, it's setting those boundaries and having those non-negotiable. I am the whole reason, well, not the whole reason, but a big reason as to why I wanted to have my own business was so I don't have to say, can I take time off to go to my kids' sports day or whatever. And I have a couple of mums in the team as well, and we all support each other. And it can, yes, it's all consuming, but it actually does really work. If you do set those boundaries in your head, it does work really well together. And I hope I'm inspiring my kids at the same time, and they're seeing that work ethic as well.
And so were those boundaries that you set, were they deliberately set at the beginning when you started out? Or did they arrive as you realized that you were going to be having children and therefore you needed to put some structure in place? The structure is, again, in smaller businesses, typically, structures is always very lax.
Yeah.
You have people who can do multiple things. But in reality, we need people who can do one thing really well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was induced with my first, and I was working while I was being induced. So I probably didn't realise what kind of a mother I was going to be. And, I gave birth, and that was, bye. I remember ringing Rachel, our sales director. I said, I don't want to hear anything from you guys for at least 6 weeks unless there's something dramatic. I don't want to hear anything. And then, it was with purpose. I just went back 3 days a week when I did go back. Obviously, I was doing biz at home, what have you, you do. But in the office, I had 3 days a week. But the real, I would say, so that worked. But it was still always on my mind. And, lockdown was the pivotal point.
Right.
Ross, my husband, was deployed. I was pregnant with Phoebe, my youngest. Flo was 3. It was lockdown, and I was trying to manage, look after her and manage the team. And I didn't want to furlough the team because I saw it as an opportunity to build Total Guide to Dorset. And it just wasn't working. Poor Flo, I'd be trying to manage the team and she'd be trying to play.
Really hard,
That was it. Like, you are the priority, and I managed to figure it out, but I just took a bit of a step back.
Good.
And that did shift my mindset. I thought, actually, when I'm present, I want to be present, not checking my phone.
That is such a great comment. That's such a great comment, which most people never do.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is hard. Well, female or male, you arrive at home, first thing you do when you put your bag down is you pick up your phone and check your messages. Why?
Yeah. And actually, that's
being
where
present.
My husband is always present when he's at home. He is fully, and it is tricky when you're running at
Absolutely.
I'm still learning.
But that's a skill, isn't it? There's a skill to develop. Being present, whether you're in a networking session or in a meeting or at home, you need to be where you are and not somewhere else. And doing that all the time, checking your phone is not a great thing to do. Really interesting. Really interesting. So you're a speedboat and an entrepreneur running 3 successful businesses. That's amazing. Amazing. Well, congratulations on Entrepreneur of the Year. That is really terrific. I'm sorry it'll be over in a couple of weeks. Just delete the year off the end, and it'll be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. But that's an amazing achievement. So,
thank you.
So well done.
It's nice to look back, isn't it? We're always moving forward and don't really, look at what you've done.
So the analogy, I've had to put a post on LinkedIn the other day, there's a big windscreen in your car and a little tiny rear view mirror. And there's a reason for that, because that's life, right? You should be looking through the windscreen and not looking in the rear view mirror. Glance there every now and then to reflect on something. But otherwise, if you spend too much time looking backwards, you can't go forwards. You just run into something, right? So big windscreen, small rear view mirror. That's my recommendation for the rest of your life.
Okay, for the team.
Absolutely. Great stuff. Lovely. Thank you very much. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
What an inspiring conversation with Liz Hutchings. Her journey from starting Total Guide 2 at 26 to building 3 thriving businesses while raising a family is a testament to resilience, authenticity, and purposeful leadership. The lessons she shared today about being present, trusting your gut, and building meaningful relationships are invaluable for any business owner navigating today's challenges. Thank you so much for joining us for this first session of Dorset Business Matters. If you found value in today's conversation, please subscribe to our channel and follow us for more inspiring interviews with business leaders who are making a real difference in their communities.